What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Through the Dust. Andrew and I are out riding today, and so for at least through the month of November, you're going to be seeing devotions that are coming from this ride. And so over the last couple of days, I've just been seeking the Lord what to share while we're on this ride. So this is the first installment of that, and this is one I'm really excited about. This is a topic I love discussing with people. As a believer, as a Christian, we know undeniably that the Bible teaches us to be humble. No mistake about that. I mean, it's all through the Bible. God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, I will hear their cries and I will heal their land. And it's just all through the Bible. There's this call to humility and this resistance to pride. Undeniable. So it's really kind of hard to misinterpret that. But there is obviously a struggle here, and the struggle is not necessarily in understanding what God's saying do, but it's more so in what does humility actually look like? So for a lot of people, humility looks like me kind of picking apart and devaluing and degrading what I'm doing or what talent I have or what I'm doing for the Lord, and doing this like for example, I can't sing a lick, all right, but I know tons of people that can, and I've people have sung songs before, and you go up and you compliment them, like, man, that was an awesome song, you did a fantastic job, and in their heart, not wanting to sound prideful, they respond with a response that kind of sort of devalues what they just did. Oh, well, I didn't this right, and kind of picking their own performance apart and doing it because they don't want to be prideful. Because no believer wants to be prideful. But what that does is that's really the complete other end of the spectrum of what humility actually is. Humility doesn't mean that I beat up and devalue and degrade myself or my talents or anything like that. What that actually is humiliation. So if you look up the definition of these two things, you may think that they're kind of close to the same because they kind of sound the same, but they're actually complete opposite ends of the spectrum. So humility means to be gentle, to be kind, meekness. Whereas humiliation means to degrade, to take away from it. And so what a lot of people will pass off as humility is actually humiliation. So in true humility, my response should be, thank you. I'm grateful that God has blessed me with a talent. God has given me the opportunity, and He's using me to bring His name glory. There's no pride in that. There's obvious between someone who is boasting in themselves and prideful about themselves and just, yay me type stuff versus someone who doesn't deny that God has blessed them with a talent, doesn't deny that God has blessed them with an opportunity, but make sure that, hey, look, this talent is real. I can sing. There's nothing wrong with saying, I can sing. God has blessed me. God has provided. People compliment my sermons sometimes, and there's the temptation to be like, oh, well, I didn't get this point right, and I was going to say this, and I forgot that, and man, we're getting to do something for the Lord. He's given us the grace and the opportunity to do these things. Humility is a gentle thank you. I'm very blessed for the opportunity. God is working through me, and it's a blessing, versus just completely tearing down and destroying everything that we're doing. Even if you're not looking at a specific talent or a specific gift or anything like that, just existing as a Christian altogether, we need to make sure that we are saying the same things about ourselves that God is saying from heaven. We shouldn't be, in the name of humility, devaluing something that He paid such a high price for. So be sure and watch what you're saying. Proverbs 22:4 tells us that humility and the fear of the Lord bring riches to life. To go through life and being honest about what God has done, how God is towards you, that just produces riches. And I'm not talking about necessarily money. I'm just talking about the joy and the peace, but going through life and just tearing apart and degrading everything that God has done, everything that you are. Man, that really leads to discouragement. That leads to shame. That leads to condemnation. All the things that are just kind of the opposite of what the gospel is meant to produce in our life. So guys, look up those definitions, research it. There's a big difference between humility and humiliation. Make sure that we're walking in genuine humility. And let's just give God glory for the obvious things that he's doing and has done in our life. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to get back to riding. See y'all next week.